Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Marvel The Infinity Saga Thor's Hammer. This is a big box. This is set number 76209. It has 979 pieces, and I paid $70 for this set. Now, this set retails for $100, but it was 30% off for Target's kind of a Prime Day competitive deal thing. So I got this for $70. I wasn't really interested in this set at $100. At $70, it's much more interesting to me. So I'm excited to finally get this and put it together. I know it's been out for a while, and I'm going to take a look at it. So in this video, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we are looking at the build portion for this Lego Marvel Thor's Hammer Mjolnir, or however you pronounce it, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for watching and to remind and encourage you and just to say that if you like this video, please consider clicking on that thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, please consider clicking on that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future. As I've said before, and I will say again, all the subscriptions and likes and comments and all of that stuff, and views really helps my channel along, helps me reach new audiences, helps get my channel recommended to other people who may like it, who watch other Lego content. So it's really, really appreciated, and thank you very much for people who do that, because it means a lot to me. Each and every one really is very special, and I appreciate that. And as this channel continues to grow and I continue to get a better setup and work on my camera work and my editing, and as I keep going through Lego sets and all this other stuff, I'm hoping that we can continue to foster a nice community and grow this out as much as I can. So I really, really appreciate all of the likes and comments and subscribes and everything else. So thank you very much. And now back to the rest of the build for this Lego Marvel Thor's Hammer, and then on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Marvel Thor's Hammer, Mjolnir for the Avengers Infinity War, Infinity Saga type stuff. This is really, really great. I liked putting it together a lot. There are some things I don't love about it, and I don't have it quote unquote complete yet. So I'm actually not even sure where to start, but this thing is massive. So that is pretty impressive. It feels very realistic in that way. It's very sturdy, very hefty, and it's a big display piece. It's a big set. Which is really nice. And so for $100, I was kind of iffy on this set. There's a lot of gray, a lot of similar pieces in the handle here, and as far as the minifigure or anything goes, it wasn't too special. But I suppose that's an okay place to start, is by looking at this Thor minifigure here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We can see really nice printing on the torso here, and we have some printing on the eyes for kind of an electrified thing. Hairpiece is so-so for me. This is the newer style cape with the single hole. We have the Mjolnir for the minifigure. If we lift up the cape, we can see the printing on the back here. So that's good. I think this is a nice Thor minifigure. I really like the printing on the front. The alternate face is good as well. So we get kind of happy Thor-ish and then lightning Thor. No printing on the midsection or legs though, which is a little bit of a bummer, but maybe that fits for this character. And that's the only minifigure that you get in this set, which makes sense, I think. Not too much of an issue there. And then we have sort of these relics here, which are, I don't know, some torch or eternal flame thing, the Infinity Gauntlet and the Tesseract, with these nice kind of purple or dark blue and gold kind of stands in different shapes, which is very nice. I did have some issues with the fire piece there not being held in quite well enough. I got to figure out why that is. Tesseract is just a Minecraft head in a translucent blue. Infinity Gauntlet is similar to ones you get in other sets. I think I got this one in the Thanos mech set, and so that's why I do not have the Infinity Stones in there yet. As you can see, we get a these rings of the Infinity Stones, 4 of each. And I figured because I already had the rings, which you can see over there from that other gauntlet, that other glove, I was maybe going to keep those ones with all 4 of them intact for now and just pop ones off of these ones that already have one taken out of them. So I'll take one out of each of those to put into there. That way I can keep the ones that have all 4 in there still intact if I ever wanted to give those away or sell those or need whatever for those, because you do get extras there. So that is why I have not put them in yet. So that's fine. As far as this kind of relic thing goes, Thor can be studded onto it, which would be fine. Thor can be studded onto the kind of base, the stand here, which uses a couple road plates and one of those. I think I saw in Emmasaurus's a recent video where they referred to these pieces as like burps or slurps or something, which is an acronym for like big ugly rock pieces or something. I'm not really familiar with that, but I thought it was very funny. So it comes with one of these road plates, an interesting angle to get things on there, and the hammer sits on there pretty nicely. If I can get it in there, it just kind of rests on there. It doesn't stud down or anything. That's fine. Has a little bit of like light translucent blue throughout it, and then different slopes in the dark bluish gray, and different stuff to kind of make a shattered ground little area there. Apparently this relic stand is supposed to be something that can be put into the hammer as a way to store it. And there are studs in there, we can see, and this fits just perfectly into there. 8 studs it down. I'm not going to put it in there because this just barely perfectly fits in here, and I feel like if I stud it down on all 8 studs, it's going to be very hard to get out. And in fact, Brixie's video when he talked about this set. He made note of that, so I know to look out for that. The other thing that he made note of, Brixie, in his video was that these blue bricks here, he thought those were a big mistake. You can kind of see them through this gap here. They don't bother me that much. I don't know if it's intentional or not, if it's supposed to be blue, like for either the Lego build to make more sense, or for if it's supposed to be lightning or whatever. I think that could easily be changed, swapping those out with light bluish gray, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It would maybe make it flow a little bit better, but either way, both sides of the hammer here are the same. You kind of start off building the handle. There's a core of this thing that has a lot of studs on the side, like bracket pieces in here, and then you add really long Technic beam, or Technic bricks rather, that are pinned together to make up kind of the core on the outside of that internal core of all these clips or brackets or whatever. And then two of them kind of only come up to here, and then two of them go further up into the head of the hammer. And then you just use a bunch of these like 1x4 slopes in the couple colors, and you just stud those on all the way around, which is, doing all of the core of this thing is a little repetitive, but kind of meditative. I really didn't mind it. It came together very, very quick. This whole build comes together quick, I think. It's not particularly challenging, and it's pretty straightforward building techniques, and there's some repetition, but I didn't mind it actually, because the end product is really, really nice. So you just tile out essentially with all of these slopes all the way around the handle, and then you start working on the head of the hammer here, which is really, really nice. It uses a bunch of these, I think these are 6x6 panels all over. It's nice and tiled out, feels very finished where there are studs. It's kind of cool. It almost looks like it's some other detailing on there, which is nice, because the real Mjolnir, I believe, has kind of some like writing or some script kind of on it. We have a little bit of a thing on top here, which it can rest on. It can also rest like this, which is a good look for it. So there's a few different ways it can be pretty stable. The build up here, it's largely hollow, but it's just really, really well done. You kind of build the center of it. You do like one side, then do the other side, and then these end cap pieces are their own kind of separate sub-assembly that are exactly the same. And then you stud those on just with a couple studs on the side bricks. I think they only stud in like 4 places roughly, and it's kind of a hefty thing to stud in just like that. But then when you add on these panels onto the studs that are on the side of these slopes here, then it kind of really locks it into place. So I wouldn't be worried about it going anywhere or anything. Nothing feels loose or like it's shaking around in there, which is great. If we look at the bottom of the handle, we do have what looks like a leather strap kind of. This is like a rubbery Lego piece, which is nice. I think it's made specifically for this, and there's a little bit of texture on the inside there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to go inside or outside. I think this is supposed to look like leathery, so I'm not really sure about that. But that's a nice piece. The end is finished pretty nicely, I think. It looks good. And at the end, it's like a really nice prop and a really nice Lego kind of display thing. So I was very, very happy with this. It came together really, really fast. You can see from the bottom some of the building techniques that are used, because these are like 4x4 panel pieces there that are used a bunch of, and there's some interesting building going on in the middle of that, and that's true for the top as well. We get these same kind of 4x4 panels there, which is nice. And then these big 6x6 on these sides. We do, like, all of these do have kind of a bit of a mold mark in the middle. That's not too big of an issue for me. The finish is still pretty good. No stickers in this set, which I think is nice. This is a printed tile, or printed piece here, which is good. This whole base is fine. It's all right. It's nice that it holds the hammer in the way that it does. I feel like it's a little bit of an afterthought, and there's just I think these are still pretty evidently road plates in such a way that I don't love this as a stand. I would have maybe liked something a little different for the stand, but that's okay. The relic things don't add a ton for me. As far as putting them in here, I don't think I'm ever going to do that, because it just seems like more hassle than it's worth. And as far as like a hidden detail that comes in that, which normally I like that with different sets, I don't know if it's necessary for this, so I'll probably have this with the Thor minifigure out or on the stand somewhere, which would be fine. But this was a real blast. And, you know, for $100, I was pretty apprehensive about this set. I was not really interested in this. But because of the sale, this went down to $70. I think this is easily like a $70 worth of Lego here, even in just the raw parts. There's something like 970 some pieces in here. And it's just, a lot of them are big pieces, solid pieces, a lot of bricks, which is nice. Not a ton of plates or tiles or anything like that. There's not that many like small pieces. There are some, but like for the most part, like a lot of the pieces are substantial size. So you get this really big form factor, you know, model at the end, which is really, really nice. It can be, you know, even two hands here is like really, really big. So that's really, really great. And yeah, I think at $70, this is like a great value, or a good value, at least a good enough value where at $100 I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on this. But for $70, I felt like it made a lot more sense, and so I'm happy I got that. The build is not terribly challenging. It's also not terribly interesting. I mean, I thought the handle was going to be a little more involved, and even after building the initial core with all these studs on the side like bracket pieces, I thought we were going to like do a lot more. And then you add the Technic bricks and I was like, okay, where is this going? And then I was kind of a little bit surprised that you just stud on these slopes all the way around, and they're only studded on on two studs. So the ones that hang over the edge there are not studded onto anything, which I was a little surprised by, and I was maybe worried that these would fall off. But there's not so much of a gap anywhere. Like there's a little bit between them, but it's not too bad that I'm worried about those getting bumped off. It feels very, very finished, which is nice. It feels very rounded, which is good and kind of difficult to achieve in Lego form. So that's really good, and it feels very, very sturdy. And I think there's multiple different ways to display this depending on shelf, compatibility and whatever else, whether you're using the stand or whether you're not using the stand. It just seems like a really nice, kind of almost like a prop type level thing. And for Lego, that's really, really cool. And like I say, it feels very sturdy. Like I don't worry about like swinging this around even by holding it by the very end. It just feels really, really good. So that's very well done, I think. And I like that a lot. You can see over here some extra pieces. So we get a bunch of these extra cheese wedges, or these, 1x1 slope things in the translucent light blue. And you get more extras than you typically would. And I don't know if that's so you can, add some more to this or to this thing or onto the nameplate or something like that. So you get extras of those. I'll have to look into what that's about. But either way, that's okay. This is not great for me, but it's not terrible. It's just all right. And basically the end of one of the heads sits right there on the back slope, and then the circle of this sits in here on this rock thing. And it doesn't feel like it's going to go really anywhere from gravity holding it down, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it's just all right. And I think this is a pretty good set. I think there are things that could be better about it. But I hope they do more things like this. If it's swords or shields or like other accessories, other just like kind of prop size or life size models in really high quality. I would love to see Lego do that for more Marvel stuff, more Star Wars stuff, and other themes as well. So this is pretty great for that, and I had fun building it, and it's a really great display model, and I think for the sale price that I got it on, it's a really good deal. So that's really nice. And yeah, that's good for me. So if you like this video, consider giving it a like. And if you like the other videos on my channel, please consider clicking on that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future. including more Marvel stuff, and then just tons of other Lego stuff from all different shapes and sizes and price points and piece counts, tons of different themes. So click on that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is over at the SoBricks Patreon, which is patreon.com/SoBricks. And over there, by joining for as little as $2 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month, you can get access to all my videos early. You can get access to exclusive videos over there. I'm going to be doing some like giveaways, Q&As, live streams, different stuff over there as that continues to grow. So I'm really looking forward to that. And every little bit helps, so I really, really appreciate it. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.